All right, communication very, very important. Like we found out in the story we just talked about right now. And
Yeah.
so we're going to look at communication tips with a marker.
For me, I know. Well, we're going to replay it because of popular demand, so to speak. A lot of people need to understand why communication is very important in your everyday activity, whether you're in school, workplace, wherever you are. Communication, even on social media, is very important. So let's take a listen.
All right, welcome back. Communication, very, very important. Communication has landed people in trouble over and over. In fact, communication landed people on social media, wahala, with all this issue about headsmen and all of that. Crazy stuff happening, especially in these days where everyone is suddenly a journalist. Maka Bobi Omiano is with us this morning, and she's a communication and media consultant. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to continue discussion. Due to popular demand, social media communication is something that we're learning the ropes, and a lot of people have said the mistakes bound to happen, so we'll have to learn through it. But others have said it could get worse if we don't sort of put some cops to it. So we'll continue from where we stopped last week.
Yes, popular demand indeed. Social media communications. Why? Because this is the world we have found ourselves in. And Alison Graham, at one time at TED Talk, made a significant statement. She said that in as much as we continue to complain about the ordeals or the times we found ourselves in with technology and social media, we still make more demand for them. In other words, every day we want to do more, we want to have more of these gadgets, we want to log on more, we want to surf more, we want to say more on the internet, we want to be present on social media, and that's the world we found ourselves in. So the question now is, what are we doing with the social media in terms of communicating? Is it positive or negative? Are you using it to your advantage, or are you jeopardizing yourself, your business on it? It's always a big question.
You know, we've paid a lot of attention to businesses. Let's talk about personal image. How important is that on social media?
Very important, because social media goes a long way in aiding personal branding, in the sense that once you put your foot out on the social media, you're already branding yourself. You may not know. And the worst aspect of it is that even recruiters are watching. So even when you put in any application, they probably would first of all go peep to find out what you are doing online. And that's why sometimes you find people who would surround themselves with a bottle of beer, wine, different types, and probably target weekend things or drinking things and so on and so forth, you know. And the thing is that when you go in line with the SEO, the search engine optimization in social media, you find out that the gadget or the internet, as it were, keeps on piling things about you, so that when you probably apply for an employment and they go peep and they see what is not too good or in tandem with what they're looking for, it rubs off on your personal image. And then again, when they peep and they notice that you are conspicuously absent on the internet, it also raises a suspicion on their part as in, why are you not on, especially platforms that people of your caliber or professional callings are meant to be, and you are absent? Some of them begin to think that probably you've been shut down, maybe because of one or two NTTB, not to be broadcasters as well, or some obscenity, or one thing or the other. So they find it difficult to believe that you would be absent on the social media. So either which way, one needs to be conscious, because once you step out, as I said, it's already reading for you, for or against you.
Okay, in cases where it's bad publicity, it's a bad publicity stunt or something you put out there, or someone put out something there on your behalf, whether you ask for it or not, and it's a bad stuff, how would we correct that? Let me give you some instances. I think a sister station, during the news broadcast, his phone rang, and of course someone watching took the picture online. Other instances, I think just recently last week, a wife wanted to send some pictures to her husband on social media, and it went to the wrong group. Now everyone saw her nude photos there. In these instances, how is it that we can correct such bad impressions or bad publicity?
Come out, talk about it, because the moment you keep quiet, it escalates, and then issues of rumors, misunderstandings, assumptions, wrong assumptions at this point, suspicions come in. So the best thing is to come out, talk about it. If possible, explain, tell your own story. That's basically what it is, because if you don't, people will end up making their own wrong judgments. So the idea is come out, tell your own story, say it the way it is, even if you decide to tell us a lie, which we don't propagate for though, but at least come out and say something so that people will hear your own side of the story. But again, it goes to show that we need to be very careful, because there's nothing like privacy anymore. Anything can happen at any time. And at these times when Facebook can also go on live, we can be live doing what we think is private to us in the four corners of our room. So it means that if you decide that you have to make use of social media for any reason, you have to be careful. You have to also understand that your business is now everybody's business.
Yeah, sometimes social media is like keeping up with the Joneses. So you have several platforms, everyone's trying to get into one platform, comes up, you join that one, and you join this one, and you join that one. You know, so tell me, how much is too much?
You can't be everywhere at the same time. You cannot be omnipotent. It's as simple as that. And then again, another point is that you have to balance your time with the use of social media, because of course something like Valentine is coming up, and a lot of issues are already coming out. He doesn't listen, he's always on his phone, she's always thinking, she's doing this. So it goes to show that good lovers, or rather good surfers, are not good lovers, so to speak. So if you're always locked on your phone, so it can be too much actually, in the sense that it can take away real personal human relationship. I mentioned last week that what it has done to us is that we are connected but isolated. We feel more comfortable going online and chatting our time with friends than engaging in a real face-to-face interaction.
Maybe face-to-face not that interesting.
It's not about being interesting, because that's the way human beings are wired. We're wired to relate with one another. We're not wired to relate with a machine. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I can give you that comfort, I can give you that support, and psychologically, even from Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the desire for love, acceptance, and self-esteem from your fellow human being ranks high.
Can we best
So-
button from the device when the person is willing to
It's
mouse?
not, well, it can appear to, but you find out that, again, nothing would replace traditional human relationship. Because we tend to hide behind these gadgets.
True.
We tend to pretend a lot. On Instagram, for instance, you begin to talk about picture perfect. In fact, last
So
week,
they
a
edit
guy
the
was
pictures.
crying out on Facebook and said, why should she come on Facebook and look so beautiful? And I see her live and I'm not sure how it's the same person I'm talking
Yes,
to.
The pressure is enormous. The pressure from other people, the pressure people put on themselves is enormous. But talking about social media etiquette, you talk about putting your best foot forward, and image is very important.
That's right.
But look at the way people respond to posts, respond to other people, how insultive they might get. It speaks of what really is in the human mind. And is it disturbing that people can get so vile?
Well, let's establish one fact. The fact that there's cyberbullying. And the fact that for adults, well, to some extent you can take care of yourself. But for the younger generation, a child or a youngster who faces cyberbullying on a daily basis, I don't
have
know.
self-esteem issues.
Exactly, and psychological issues at times. In fact, research is ongoing as regards to the effect of surfing the media So for probably you're losing sleep, all this can lead to mental illness, which is coming up now, even though for us in this part of the world, we may not have statistics to prove or to show the number of people who are undergoing mental illness already as a result of losing sleep because I want to browse overnight, as a result of facing people who bully me online and I don't have anybody to share with because I've lost.
Perfect.
Exactly. And then again, you begin to talk about the issue of what is called waving. You go online, okay, I want to research, for instance, about social media, and you log on. Before you know it, you've gone to 100 sites that you didn't plan to. That's waving, and it's wrong because you waste time, you waste man-hour. In fact, at the end of the day, exactly, you waste data. And you begin to wonder. And again, another effect is the issue of attention. Today, human attention span had reduced from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. So I cannot give you undivided attention beyond 8 seconds.
That's only 4 seconds.
You see. And who knows, by noon, it will be 0 seconds. But that's the world we're in because everything is on Twitter level. You have to tweet it, make it as short as possible, and don't waste my time because I need to get going. And that's where we found ourselves in.
And I wish we could get you back again for a continuation of this topic. I guess it's wide.
Oh,
I
yes.
want to thank you so much, Amaka Bobby Umano, a communication coach who has been talking to us about social media communication. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Amaka will be back next week, and then it
Hopefully.
will be Valentine. I'll tell you what she has.
Wednesday,
around that.
Valentine.
Yeah, she's going to give us tips on Valentine. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, the rest of the show will continue.